Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. As much as the game wants us to run the staff, I say we try the Black Coat for the first time ever. Black Coat, guard and retaliate with mighty attacks, ensuring none escape with the seeking specials. Those wreathed in the darkness of Zinth are extensions of the underworld's force of will.
At last. Kacinth, the Black Coat. Envelop me in darkness that our foes cannot escape.
Did she just call that Kacinth or just Zinth? I missed it for a second there. Either way, I do not have a lot of experience running the Black Coat. This is going to be our Arcana setup because it's kind of my default with our current grasp. Do we have aspects on it just yet, actually, is the first question I have to ask. We do not, so we need to run it once before we can get aspects on it. That's fair enough. I guess I'll go ahead and buy these collecting tool upgrades as well, since we've got a fair bit of these.
New life for the Tablet of Peace.
I probably should have read the flavor text on that. If I can, I will do so now. Let's see. Some shades are incapable of deceit. Fewer still are fit to join the cause. Now they have a chance of giving us air infusion boons, which is lovely. And we'll go for the digging spots as well. It is said to uncover only that which Gaia willingly bestows. 50% chance to yield a
spade shines even brighter now.
earth infusion. And then finally, we've got the good old Rod of Fishing. Fishing points have a 50% chance to yield a water infusion once this night. Poseidon himself anointed this device and authorized its use.
The Rod of Fishing should be stronger now.
Okay, so we're gonna do our first ever Black Coat run. We're gonna take Papa Ding Ding's keepsake, good old Hephaestus, and we're gonna go for a surface run. Really, you need to be Prometheus for the first win on that? Okay, whatever. We only need one fear, so that's all we're gonna take. So I've probably on a single... I can count on one hand the number of times I've run the Black Coat, so it's definitely my least familiar weapon, and I don't know the optimizations yet.
You talk to Mum and Dad face to face. Not even I get to do that much. Must have been right nervous meeting them. Or may have not, considering what you did to get there.
Alright, so would have liked to see a higher rarity boon at the start so we could rarefy it potentially. Of these, special isn't a bad option. I think I'm going to be depending on the attack more, so... I could reroll and hope for higher rarity, but I think I'll just take it and rarefy it.
Right then.
And then we'll try and palm it as much as we can. So the basic idea of the Black Coat is we punch with our fists, we shoot missiles that auto-target, I believe. They're a little bit weird in how they function. There are hammers that kind of synergize and fuse the two abilities together. Our Omega attack puts up a shield that then does a big punch, and our Omega special locks onto things if they're in an area, and then fires missiles at everything that was locked onto.
The hunt begins.
That's the basic way that the fists do. If you do a dash attack, it does this nice little spinny AoE, which is pretty cool.
Prize procured from water, caught with grace.
Honestly, Aphrodite on the attack doesn't sound bad here, since we're going to be kind of point blank hitting people anyway, I presume. It looks like if you dash while using the Omega, charging up the Omega, you do cast it on the end of the dash, so I do need to be mindful of not trying to charge up with the expectation of it being continuing to charge.
What are we ever going to do about our poor summit? That ugly Typhon made it all the way up here, and he's been ruining everything. Well, we are not going to let him walk all over us.
Alrighty, Aphrodite, your attack would be greatly appreciated. Glamour gain isn't bad here, but... Ooh, actually, you know what? This is really solid. Your attacks gain power, you prime 20 magic. 9 base damage on top of a good percent-based boon. I'll take Secret Crush for now, because that does give us...
All right.
some amount of base damage on the attack, and now we get either Apollo or Aphrodite on that, or Hera. I could make an argument for Hera. She doesn't have the highest percentages, but she's pretty strong, honestly, and applying Hitch would be great for us. So I think what we do here is, honestly, all the gods I want are in our pool right here, so we'll take Apollo. Well, do I actually want Apollo if I'm going Aphrodite, Hera, Hephaestus? Not sure. I think for now what I'll do is let's start with the baseline Hera. We'll save the mini boss for later because I don't mind taking her sprint here. Her dash is actually really solid for getting AoE. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Apollo's sprint would actually be pretty fantastic too. So maybe that's how I play it. I go for a Apollo dash to get Daze afflicted, take Hera's attack. Maybe I'd be okay with her magic regain as well. That would be a solid option for us here. Although we do use a lot of magic for charging up our Omegas on this. Let's see how much damage this does. Not that much. Honestly, our base damage as a whole is kind of lackluster right now. I'm not really sure how to like optimize damage. Like with the axe, you do a dash attack into a special, and that cancels the animation and brings out the DPS as fast as possible.
Old Typhon suffered a bit of a spill last night, but already is beginning to stir, Hermes reports. His target clearly is our summit. If only he were as easy to thwart as to predict.
All right, what do you offer, Hera? Special. Honestly, not gonna lie, the special would probably be better for us, but seems a little bit lame. Well, none of your other boons are common, deal more damage. I think I reroll here because I don't really want the trade on the special at this point.
Not what I want.
Okay, we got her dash. I probably lock it in here. Could argue something else, probably. Extended family would make Hephaestus do more damage with his ding-dings, and if we build around ding-ding, that could be pretty strong. I think I'll take extended family here, save for Apollo's dash. We'll go for the Apollo room now next,
Sacred bond.
and hope that he offers his dash. Yeah, we're already doing more damage on that ding-ding just thanks to the Hera boon there. All right, I'm into it. So Kiwi's request for today's talking topic, pardon me, is things that make me happy. So I guess I could just kind of recap what we did today, because today was a very nice day. Yesterday, I think I alluded to in the last episode, was a little bit unintentionally stressful. Steam just bricked itself for whatever reason. No, I don't have core boons from Hephaestus I want, so I'll sit on that room for a second. Let me think about this. So HP, Hephaestus, Hammer for sure, Hera, Apollo, and Aphrodite. That would be 6. So I have to choose to give up one of those. Of them all, I think the one I give up most willingly is probably Aphro. But Aphro does actually have a very solid attack as well as a very solid, cast. So I think I'm actually gonna go for Aphrodite first. I feel like Apollo is probably who we're gonna willingly trade, depending on what attack we get. Anyway, so today was a nice casual day. Started the day off with, oh gosh, what did we do at the start of the day? I've already forgotten. I started by playing a little bit of League of Legends, which I rapidly realized was not a good way to start the day. So I got my 1 win and then I got out. And then after that, Kiwi woke up. I was recording a Hades. Once I finished Hades,
Need to rest.
I think I ended up doing some exercise.
Hear me, on my authority.
I walked a nice 5 miles casually on my treadmill. Rapture Ring. Okay, so Rapture Ring will give us our cast, and it'll give us a way to apply weak, which will help give us defensive options, because weak lasts at least 1 second. What does that mean? Well, it gives them 30% damage reduction, so I don't understand what it means by it lasts at least 1 second. Most boons just say it lasts this amount of time, period. Interesting. Either way, so yeah, I ended up deciding I wanted to read because it's been a while since I've read. We did some house chores, got those done really quick. I paid my taxes, sort of. I still have to send out the letters, but something nice to have that not looming over my head for a little while at least. I think of what we have here, we definitely want HP, Hephaestus, and Hammer. So that's 3. So I guess I go for Hera now because we've locked in the cast at least. And I don't really want Hephaestus's core boons at this point. I want his supporting boons that enhance what we've already got. Oh, gosh. I think my biggest issue with the Black Coat is I don't know when to use its Omega attack effectively, especially because I'm so prone to dashing that I kind of waste it, don't I? Maybe this is the chance to use it? The issue is it's got a limited time frame for how long it can be used for, too, if I think about it, since it can only charge to 30 and then it auto-fires. All right, Hera, give us a juicy attack, please. All right. We did get a juicy attack. Alternatively, there's a chance Bridal Clo could hit the special ding-ding. That is very tempting. I think I don't want to risk it. I'll take the attack. 60% base damage isn't as high as I had hoped, but it's about the same as a base level Apollo, and it applies hitch, so we can hit a lot of enemies easily this way.
Something there.
Maybe this isn't the optimal build, but it's the build I've chosen for myself, and we're committed to it at this point, if nothing else. I just have to focus on getting AoEs as much as possible, hitting as many enemies as possible with my attack. Maybe it will play out stronger than I really recognize. Yeah, that does seem promising. Okay. Who do we have left? We have the HP and we have the Hammer, so I guess it doesn't matter if we take a Festus now. Let's see what we get. I guess I could have re-rolled Heffy, but I feel like right now my biggest goal is just getting Grand Caldera and whatever his boon that applies glow is called. I'm blanking on it, but it's his curse that enhances the damage after an enemy has been hit by a ding-ding. Anyway, so I'm reading a book called Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune.
Time for a tune-up.
Heavily recommended to me by Kiwi, of course. None of these are really amazing. I do not want Smithy Rush, but I don't want to waste a reroll on a low-tier boon, so we'll take Security System. It gives us 7 seconds of invulnerability, which can cover us pretty well at the early parts of every room, so can't complain about it. It's a W, I suppose, just not a strong W. Most Hephaestus boons are some degree of really good in most situations. Not all, but still. And then we need the hammer, which I believe was over here. I don't know how black coat hammers really work. I've seen a couple of them, and that's about it. We will find out. Anyway, oh, don't get hit by that. I'm quite enjoying that book. The main character is, as Kiwi and I have described, a absolute, forgive me for my language, but a bitch. He is a petty bitch, and it is very funny. He's a lawyer who is just not a good person, at least based on how they write him initially. He's very petty, very fighty, will not respect people, only interested in his personal gain, sort of kind of character, at least so far. After blocking with your Omega attack, your special auto-fires 5 shots, you're loading in 3 seconds. Your special bounce towards up to 2 more foes. Your specials launch and fight 80% faster. None of these sound implicitly incredible, and they all focus around the special, oddly enough. I guess bouncing rockets sounds decent, so we'll take that.
Shines.
But I'm not inherently impressed with it to the point I say, oh, that's going to carry the run. There are definitely some hammers out there that on a specific weapon just make it ridiculously stronger. And yeah, we go for the max HP here. Since I'm going to be in melee distance most of the time, I don't want to be risking any unnecessary. I want to up my survivability as much as possible. Granted, we have Heffy in the build, so oh hey Artemis, good to see you here.
Artemis.
Artemis with the 3K hits, juicy, very juicy. Anyway. So I do quite like him because he's the fun kind of unlikable main character where you're not exactly rooting for him, but you can also see some humanity in him. And I don't know, the whole premise of the story is just kind of the ongoings between death and fully passing on, like kind of the limbo state you exist in. And I'm going to talk more about it in a future run, I feel, once we run the aspect of Thanatos, because it definitely had me thinking about what if I were in the situation and had to deal with my own mortality.
We've bigger problems on Olympus than we counted on, I hear. Our worst fears realized and so on. You'd think I'd be more capable of tracking prey that's Typhon size.
You were tracking Kronos, me perhaps. But if it's any consolation, finding Typhon ought to be quite easy at this point. Bringing him down, less so.
I'll take your word for it. My father's much too proud to call me back to aid in our defense. Says I'm still needed here. If he wants Typhon to himself so badly, he can have him.
She sounds a little bitter about about Zeus not calling on her help. All right, Shadow Pants. After you dash, your Omega moves may deal critical damage. Any damage you deal might crit. Your specials may deal critical damage, but you prime 40 magic. So here's the question: does that affect the ding ding? I'm gonna assume not. Otherwise, I'd probably consider it. I think we just take the 4% universal crit because I'm not really depending on my Omega build, on my Omega attacks right now, or Omegas in any nature, frankly. That said, I immediately pop an Omega because why not? And it missed because they all died too quickly. Max magic, not gonna complain about that. We definitely could use some of that. Anyway, so yeah, I also have to say about the Under the Whispering Door, there is a dog. And we all know that I am quite fond of dogs, if paparazzi is anything to go on. We do get our first palm. Hopefully we can get that to hit the special, please. Excellent. All right, special is down to 10 seconds, which is still a very long time to do 500 damage. I wonder if I just put it on this. I feel like Ding Ding is going to really help us, so I'm going to go for the Ding Ding.
Sure.
But if we don't get it offered, the attack is definitely our strongest contender for where palms will end up, of course. All right, so relatively unscathed for our first ever black coat run on this playthrough specifically. Another palm and a Hephaestus boon. I can afford both, so we'll take the palm first and see if we can hit the special again, which we can. Down to 9 seconds, excellent. And then Heffy.
Having to pay for blessings strikes me as a bit crass. The favor of the gods only for the deepest pockets. Oh, you don't even have pockets.
I could probably ask Arachne to build some or craft some for us. All right, let's see. Oh wow, we already got martial art. So 5% more base damage for every earth infusion we have. That would be a 15% damage up, but I do really want to walk in that Grand Caldera. I don't know, I think universal damage probably pays off more in the early game and Grand Caldera pays off more in the late game, assuming we get more palms on the Ding Ding. I'll take martial art for now. It's only going to scale up from here. It'll be useful for the entire run.
It's reassuring to know Artemis has been keeping track of things around here lately, my lord. She seems unusually well supplied.
I wonder where those supplies come from.
Oh, I won't tell a soul.
Neither will I. Alrighty, let's go see how quickly we can melt down Polyphemus with our
Polyphemus.
relatively lackluster build so far.
Who's disrespected me like this? Nobody took my sheep, took my eye.
Nobody. If you've seen the epic musical, you know exactly what I'm referencing.
Yes, well, sometimes we've no one to blame but ourselves.
Sorry, Polyphemus. He definitely got picked on by the others, by the other Cyclops for not knowing who who did everything, did all those nasties to him.
Nobody's gonna pay for all that someday, but you're gonna pay right now. Metaphorically, I mean. I'm not gonna take your money. I'm just gonna eat you, bones and all.
He must like the crunch. All right, so, wow, we actually do a lot of, our attack does a lot of damage, actually, kind of nuts.
That almost tickles.
You say that.
Some of my pals.
I guess, you know what, we have pretty solid damage. Hitches actually, our attack comboed with our special is doing a good job, I guess. The base damage isn't insane, but, I mean, we do have origination. That's why we're doing so much damage. We have origination already. That makes sense. I actually blocked the hit there because of the Omega attack, I think. Yeah, we do have the Furies active as well. I think we still have that off because we didn't have enough grass to afford it. I usually keep the Furies on because of a particular boon that I don't think we have access to, or Arcana we don't have access to yet. But all right, that was a really clean Polyphemus and felt like we had very solid damage all around. Not gonna complain about that. All right, that gives me promise for the rest of the run, although it might fall off relatively quickly. I totally tried to read that dialogue and missed it. Oops. Oh well. Supposed to give us another one here.
Maybe.
Who do we want now? Definitely not. I mean, we still need our fourth god, which would either be our magic regain or our sprint. Apollo is very good for either of those, so I'm definitely inclined to lock in Apollo here. It would get us to rank up as keepsake too, I suppose. Hera's pretty solid there too, and honestly, there are other things to gain from Hera, I think. She has a really scary duo with Aphrodite now that I think about it. We do have Rapture Ring, so I think we can get it, actually. I guess let's lock in Hera then.
The fan.
Yeah, I think Hera has more to gain with.
Across a foul-smelling hovel, crudely furnished with assorted fixtures of exaggerated proportion, and strewn with remains both fresh and long decayed, comes a waft of seaborne air.
I smell mostly the decay.
Yeah, I didn't really know. It's interesting. Something that I've realized having played a couple games where I'm like really looking at the environments. It's really nice to just pause in a game and look at what you're surrounded by. Large kitchen with a cooking pot and giant plates, a large number of corpses strewn about, a table, and what I presume to be Polyphemus's bed, unless he has another bed that I'm missing, or maybe he just doesn't sleep until we knock him out. Hard to say. And then his fountain, which I don't know if this statue is a reference to anyone in particular. It looks just kind of generic Greek coded, but maybe it does. Who knows? Anyway, so as I was talking about, I was reading the book. I was reading in the most Jeff coded way possible. I was doing it while playing RuneScape.
As one ship sinks, another rises from the depths.
I was doing it while playing RuneScape and walking on the treadmill. So my casual pace on the treadmill now is 3 miles an hour. It's very consistent for me, and I can usually go for 2 hours before my hips and joints start to ache and I have to stop.
Huh.
So I just did a like 5 mile straight walk, which was probably like an hour and 40 minutes. Hour and a half, something like that. I did ramp the temperature, the speed up to like 3.2 miles an hour for a little bit. That seems to really cause me to ache, so I had to boil it down, unfortunately. That wasn't always the case. I'm not sure what's going on, but like it just hurts if I do too long on a higher pace right now. So 3 is very comfortable, and I still feel like that's a really solid pace, so I'm not gonna complain about that. So with that in mind, I had a nice cozy, quote unquote cozy, it was kind of sweaty, walk on the treadmill, and then I took a nice cozy shower. I drank a bunch of blueberry tea, and then we sat down and watched like 2 or 3 episodes of Spy Family. The 3rd season is finally out, and we've been really enjoying that. We watched the first 2 seasons in a row, I think, when the 2nd season was airing. And And it's a weirdly cozy show for what it is about, but it is the third season definitely goes into the backstory of some of the characters a bit more, and particularly Lloyd and his relationship to like the start of the war and his like childhood, and it was definitely a bit anxiety, stress inducing from that point of view, I suppose, a little bit, because you kind of know where war stories are heading in that regard. I think we risk it. We go for Bridal Glow, or do I take the higher level Nexus Rush? I think I'm gonna take Bridal Glow. Do I rarefy it though? I think all that gets, when we rarefy it, the only thing that changes is not the number of boons, just the number of bonus levels it gets. If this hits the special, we're basically set. I'm not going to rarefy it and hope that Hera shows up another time. It did hit the special. Oh my gosh. Awesome. It's at a 4-second cooldown now, so I guess it did need that extra palm level, but that's not hard to obtain in theory. We don't need magic. We'll keep the coin. So we just went from a 10-second 500 damage chunker to a 4-second damage, or 4-second 500 damage chunker, which is going to carry the run. It's already doing 660 damage with origination going. So yeah, we're set. We're so set. That is so much damage so immediately. Well, I guess the game wanted me to have my first win here. Oh, hey, look at this. Free palm.
I'll slay you all without a scratch.
All right, slay foes without getting hit. Easier said than done for a Jeff. We kill these wormy things first because I don't know what they're called, but I know that they are very good at hitting me unintentionally. Amusingly so, actually. But there we go. Is that it? Perfect. Free palm. And we're down to 3 seconds on the special. One more and we're at cap. I believe the lowest it can get is 2 seconds, but even every 3 seconds is still a heck ton of damage. So now we are just looking for Grand Caldera and then just stack Earth Boons, I think, for martial prowess to really pay off for itself. And we are just set on this run. We have so much damage. We have so much damage, and very early on too, mind you. We'll take the HP for survivability. I could, in theory, reroll some rooms to get the... Oh, that sword teleported right into our ding-dong there. Unfortunate for it, I say. We could... I completely lost the train of thought about what I was going to say. Oh, right, we could reroll rooms, but and hope for like an earlier boon, but I think I hold off on spending rerolls in case we could be potentially getting... what is it? We could be getting duo boons, we could be getting infusion boons, and we want to save that for the higher rarity rooms.
Onyx crystal, python scale, morning dew and fingernail.
Tomorrow to the post office I send my mail.
Sound of bells, sesame and snail shells.
I can't have a rhyme.
I've a lot, boil, simmer in my pot.
Make that pasta, eat it well. Watch my belly begin to swell. Coated in sauce, I want some more. My name is Jeff, I'm the pasta boss.
Always use more.
I think that is just going to continue to be the running gag where I try to improv rhymes and realize how awful I am at improv, but nonetheless, it's funny when I get something good, and I'm pretty happy with the pasta boss there. Oh, that's cute. I love that the story rooms, when you can fish in them, they comment on it.
From water to land.
And from land to your front door.
So you have seen the great monstrosity with your own eyes, have you, Poppet? Typhon, I mean, of course. Oft have I wondered about his deep connection to the natural world.
That's nice. Can I have your aspect weapon, please?
And what connection would that be? He's a monster, just as you said. A thing that does not belong in our world.
Yet there he is, where you'll be going soon. Who only knows the limits of our world and that which it contains? Veritably, not you or I, Poppet. All that is here belongs, is what I say.
All right, let's see. World of small stature, shrink in size 10% faster, 10% dodge chance, randomly draw 2 arcana, randomly draw 1 inactive arcana and activate it. I kind of like the dodge chance and the move speed. It sounds more fun.
How darling.
Everything looks so big.
Plus we get to hear Mel have her voice pitch shifted downwards.
Peace, Madam Cersei.
I can't
Peace to you.
I can't wait to see Eris laugh about it.
No need to go in.
Generally, when I get offered that Cersei perk, I end up also being offered the one that increases our size and HP, our size, damage, and HP by 15%, and I tend to choose that one just because it offers the damage up. Move speed is still really, really valuable, and 10% chance to dodge a hit that does 40 damage is very nice, so I'm not going to complain here. Anyway, so yeah, Spy Family. So the only other thing I really want to say about Spy Family that I really appreciate, it's something that Kiwi pointed out, and it was a really cool thing to notice when she did point out, is, well, I very much like both the ending and opening of this current season. All in all, Spy Family has had really solid openings and endings, but particularly the ending of this third season has a very interesting
I'm taking this back.
and very like, I don't know how to describe it other than like kind of cool what they did. Oh my goodness, there's 44 damage immediately. Not great. What they did was in the ending, if you pay attention at the very start of the song, you hear, I forget if it's the music. Yeah, it's the music, and it kind of sounds like a bomb siren warning going off. Like just it starts off on a pitch and then it holds and goes like, and well, maybe not exactly that, but you know what I mean. Like listen to the song if you care about Spy Family, and it's really cool because it goes from that to things looking like they're dropping in the water, probably bombs. And then Lloyd wakes up from his dream, which we saw in the previous, in one of the episodes. The way we get Lloyd's backstory is by watching him dream about it. Or we get Lloyd's backstory by witnessing his dream. So it's very clearly coded to recreate that kind of war siren or bomb siren, get to shelter quick sort of sound, which is really cool. And then it just goes into the rest of the animation, which is more focused on like kind of just Lloyd and his family getting along, enjoying their day together, or kind of going about their daily beats. But it was a really, really cool choice. I kind of want to take the palm slice, but what if it hits the special? We're at max on the special. I'm going to take it anyway. Cool, it hit Rapture Ring. Not going to complain about that.
Olympus, I accept this message.
I probably don't need to buy the HP. Let's see. Omega moves are faster, ranged projectiles are slower, dash more frequently. I think I'm going to take either Stutter Step or Racing Thoughts. We're not really depending on our Omega moves. And moving, honestly, charging your Omega faster on the attack is the downside because you have your shield for less time. We'll take the dash. And that gives us another 5% damage, so awesome. Do I take this HP? Do I play it safe? I'm confident I can kill Eris without it.
To the shore.
And I missed another little bit of commentary from Homer. Oops.
Look what washed up. Okay, what in the hell is that you've got on, babe? You could use a change of style, sure, but this is way out there.
Okay, incoming small angry Mel vibes.
Oh, you must be referring to the black coat.
Oh, never mind.
All right, that is not necessarily my preference for attire, but it's not primarily for show. You'll understand in a moment.
Wait, I remember the black coat. So that's what it looks like? And I thought the adamant rail looked ridiculous. Nyx had such bad taste.
It is kind of hard to imagine Nyx wearing the black coat. I'm sure there is fan art of it, and I'm here to. I'd love to see it. It sounds amusing. Look at that ding ding going off every 2 seconds, though. Like rapid fire 500s. Can't complain about that. Oh no! Whoop! Almost ran into that. That would have been bad.
All right.
Turns out you kind of glide forward a little bit when you're using your. Oh, I dash in front of her. Our dodge chance doesn't fix me from moving faster than I can comprehend.
Hey, what gives?
Honestly, our Omega Special is doing pretty good damage.
With you.
Well, while we're waiting, I'll go just garden a little bit over here in the corner. We'll come back for that shade. Oh, hello. Yeah, you know what? I think when the Black Coat was first released, because I played it on release once just to get a sense of how it plays. I think the missiles were really inaccurate and prone to colliding with the environment. I think. Maybe I'm mistaken about that, but I have a vague recollection that might have been the case. Oh gosh, the ding ding just immediately ended her. Wow.
She started it.
It sounds so petty when you have this pitch-shifted voice going, "She started it."
Be not afraid.
Anyway, so yeah, I've really been enjoying watching Spy Family again with you, Kiwi. This year is just stacked for anime. My goodness. Most importantly for us will be the second season of Free Run, because
Feel again the stable earth beneath her feet replenishes within the princess of the underworld her nearly limitless resolve as her objective finally draws near.
Mount Olympus. There it is ahead.
So of the anime like that are ongoing, that Kiwi and I are actively like watching as season to season comes out, it's Free Run, it's Apothecary Diary. We just finished the second season of that. Spy Family, of course, and then Delicious in Dungeon, I would say, is up there too. Objectively speaking, I mean, I marked it as my favorite anime of the year it came out, and I kind of hold to that because it's everything I want. Fantasy, fun, cooking. I mean, I really like cooking. I think I've made that clear over the course of this channel's history as well. All right, what do we take now? Let's see. Do we have any common boons that Aromatic File would be worth hitting? Not particularly, no. So then... I'm not really sure. Oh, Knuckle Bones we might take into... So this is why I was saying Knuckle Bones is crazy. It does a flat % damage of the boss, of the floor boss's HP, and then reduces the damage you take from them. It's going to be much more consistent than Evil Eye, which is dependent on you having died to that boss where you don't really want to die. So if I do a Chronos run, we'd obviously take this. We probably honestly save this for Typhon. And then, doesn't really answer the question of what am I going to take. I guess we've been taking Transcendent Embryo most of the time here. I'll stick with that. Or maybe, you know what, I should have taken Aphrodite's Mirror so we could have gotten a possible chance at her duo with Hera. Whenever you exit a location, restore 3 HP. Okay, we're still in need of some HP, so that's fine. We just unlocked Fountain Chambers up here, so we might actually find those, and that'll be our source of healing. But either way, okay, there's no one here, never mind. I was charging that up expecting to find some enemies, but I didn't find anything. Oh, there's our bit of damage. I think our armor ran out because we took so long to get here. Unfortunate. Yeah, we definitely want Grand Caldera. So if Hephaestus ever shows up, that would be delightful. More Palms aren't strictly necessary. Let's go ahead and take the Selene boon, honestly. It won't hurt to take Selene here, and I'm using my Omega Special far more than I expected to, so it probably doesn't hurt to use here. Oh, get out of there. Mitosis here, let's focus on dodging. But yeah, I mean, we just finished watching season 2 of Apothecary Diaries, which was really solid. I honestly felt initially that I was like, this is running a little slow. I'm waiting for something to happen. Still obviously into the intrigue, very much in love with Malmo's character. She's such a fun character. Amusingly relatable to Kiwi too.
Not even a monstrosity such as Typhon could resist you, little star. Your headmistress and I always knew of your potential. Now I have witnessed you live up to it and more.
But as slow as the early part of the second season was, as I would consider, I definitely think it paid it off with the latter half. I think it was a phenomenal finish. Of these, honestly, I don't really want to have to worry about Path of Stars with Lunar Ray, and Wolf Howl feels pretty weak. So I'm going to take Moonwater. It probably won't amount to much if I'm not using... I don't expect to get many Path of Stars on it. I will try and save it for now, but we'll definitely try and heal up with it when we get to the boss. We still need Ash. We're almost at the point where we don't need more Ash, but we still need a little bit more. Anyway, so yeah, of those series that I listed, I would say Spy Family is probably technically my least favorite of the bunch because it's more comedy focused. And that's one of the things I do appreciate of the season 2 is that there's a lot of drama that it kind of focuses on with the character backstories a bit, but that's not to say I dislike it. They really nailed the Anya is a child and a chaotic gremlin energy perfectly. Lloyd and Yor are fun in their own way. I definitely like Yor a bit more. She's just as funny and overdone as the trope of a female character who loves to cook but is objectively terrible to the point of causing bodily harm to those who consume her food goes. Like, it's an overdone trope and then some, but I still really like her character. She's really awkward and clumsy, and watching her just be socially anxious for all of her, like, trying to blend in with normal human society despite her upbringing is comedically relatable, if nothing else, but definitely more than that too. They're all fun characters in their own way. Lloyd is probably my least favorite of the main trio, but that doesn't mean I dislike him. I guess I just find him less relatable is how I would explain it. Let's see, what do we want here? Definitely uses or... Okay, great. Using Fountains grants an extra 3 uses of your Hex if you have any uses left. We won't be able to get there, so do I still go that route? Honestly, it doesn't seem that appealing. Hex, yeah, okay. I think the plan we're going to take is we'll do this for 10 more HP, 1 more use before a Fountain, and then 10 more HP. Actually, in hindsight, 1 more use before a Fountain would have healed us more. Second Hammer or more Hera. So this could give us a really fun duo boon potentially, but Hammer, man, I'm gonna go for the Hera boon. I think Hera is more fun here, only because I don't know what hammers are on offer.
Some sense into you yet.
Right. would you kindly come into our perfect? He went into our rapturing, so we got weakened and got hit by the origination just in time for Ding Ding to pop off. We are doing almost 900 damage on Ding Ding with every 5 seconds, or every 2 seconds. Kinda wild. Anyway, so Dungeon Meshi, I don't have a lot to say right now, other than it's just like the latter half of the first season was really kind of hype, not gonna lie. Like, it got really intense all of a sudden. Like, everything was fine and then everything was not fine. And there's always been that undertone of things can get bad in that series, but you never really felt it nearly as much as when the
save it for Prometheus next time.
The griffin and then the dragon, griffins and dragons and big scary mythological creatures, one of which involves a certain character.
Even titans and gods are quite vulnerable creatures deep down, for we are all driven by a most delicate instrument as liable to stir our spirits or drive us to despair, as my dear Aphrodite knows full well.
So I may be mixing up their duo with Hera's legendary, but both of them are crazy if I recall. Let's see what this is.
Come now, my queen. The heart's the strongest part we've got, and tougher than it seems. We've withstood a bit upon this mountaintop, but we can take much more. Especially when our hearts all beat as one.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. All right. As long as multiple foes are in an encounter, automatically inflict charm on one of them. Okay, so I was thinking of Hera's legendary here, but still this duo is... Remember how Nightbloom was kind of crazy? Imagine if we had this with Nightbloom. We'd have 2 people fighting for us. But anyway, as long as multiple foes are in an encounter, automatically inflict charm on one. Charm. Afflicted foes turn against other foes and deal more damage to them. It is actually kind of insane. We're gonna have...
Look at what I found.
Oh my goodness, I forgot we still need a 4th god. Honestly, at this point, sure, let's lock in here. Let's lock in Ares so that we don't have to deal with other gods.
Must be the mountain pass my incantation helped me find.
And that is why I didn't use Moonwater immediately, because I had a feeling that since we just unlocked it, we were going to find this.
Unafflicted by the toil on the otherwise besieged Olympus Heights, invites the princess of the underworld to catch what little breath remains to her for now.
I appreciate that there is a couch here for us to sit on.
Can't rest here, not for long.
All right, Ares, say hello to your family.
To have driven back the father of all monsters is a monumental achievement, my kin. But the war is not yet won, which means still greater victories await, perhaps with the occasional ignoble defeat.
Yeah, we'll have those. I have a axe run coming in the future, I'm sure, that where that will happen. Stabbing Rush, Grizzly Gain, Visceral Impact. Honestly, let's take Grizzly Gain. I don't really expect to get much of it, but it is a Earth boon, as were all the other options, frankly. But more damage and at least some degree of magic regen. Palm or HP, at this point, I feel relatively tanky. Let's go for the Palm and see if we can have it hit the attack. Like, a little bit more damage on the attack would go a long way for us, I think. That's quite the sound. Oh, it's because that Harpy was immediately taken over for us. Awesome. Okay. I'm loving this your friends fight for me kind of vibe again. It does look like charmed enemies do run the risk of friendly fire, unfortunately, but still, it makes one less enemy a threat and makes it a threat for everyone else in the meantime. Granted, I melted immediately. Awesome. All right, so 15% more damage on the attack. We're very happy to see that always. Max magic or a friend. A friend with a cheetah.
It's getting kind of hot in here. Or maybe it's you nips there in the corner, yeah? Why, hello.
Hello, Dionysus. All right. I don't know why I'm looking for things to collect here. Let's just take it.
Hey, look who decided to reconsider coming to our little gathering. Welcome back, Mel Baby. Now go on, you grab yourself a cup and mingle with the crowd.
As tempting as that sounds, Lord Dionysus, unfortunately, I don't think I can. There are various perils beyond, and your fellow Olympians can only do so much to hold them off.
And I feel bad for them, really. Almighty gods with limitless power having to fend for themselves. Good thing I can drown my sorrows here, and guess what? So can you.
Maybe this is all a secret ploy and his sorrows are actually the satyrs and he's just planning on drowning them. Dionysus is definitely not that kind of guy, though. All right, let's see. Your Omega moves inflict hangover for the first time they strike foes, dealing 50 damage every 0.5 seconds. So that's 250 damage once. In each encounter, grape juice appears in the area and grants power when used. Makes your next move have 100 power. I mean, if we charged up the Omega attack, that would actually do an insane amount of damage. cast a lob a large explosive. The binding circle forms there. Does an extra 300 damage. I think we honestly take this. In theory, yeah. All right, it delays our cast. I don't know how this plays with is the messenger, whatever the thing that makes us have invulnerability on our cast is, but I think we'll play with it. We'll see how it goes. Take a little bit more ash. We're still in need of ash. All right, there's our friend, so we'll kill everyone else. There aren't really a lot to be afraid of. I do think I'm a little bit not a fan of the delay on our cast. And if I'm focusing on moving, it does kind of mess around with my overall performance, or it's a lot less reliable for me to land the damage, but it is fun to see that they brought back both old Athena and old Dionysus boons. I'm not going to complain about that. That's kind of cute, honestly. I do think that it's a net down for us, admittedly. I'm not playing, it's not playing well with my brain, admittedly. Unfortunate. But it looks like as long as I have an enemy near me, it will auto-target, and as long as I like tap the cast, it does go off the way I want it to. It's just maybe not as consistent when there are multiple enemies on the field. We'll see how it plays against the bosses. I don't need HP. I will gladly take another Hera boon though.
On my authority.
All right, Fine Line, Rousing Reception, Nexus Rush. At this point, I really don't feel like we need to depend on Nexus Rush for Hitch. It's still decent damage, but I feel like no one else really has a good dash, frankly, but I wouldn't mind Ding Ding Dash just because it's funny. But I wouldn't take it unless there were no other better options. I think Rousing Reception. I feel like Fine Line could do a lot of damage for us, but it really ups our magic consumption. We have Plasma Gain, so I guess it's not great. Rousing Reception. None of them really appeal to me, but I'll take it. Actually, you know what? Rousing Reception is going to fall off real hard in the next 4. Oh well.
Resist all you like, yet the age of gods shall end. Time shall see to it. And thereafter a golden age of enlightenment shall begin, in which you gods hold far less sway.
If I somehow gave you the impression that I'm interested in your doomsaying and false prophecies, I assure you I'm not.
Based on current events, I suppose that Age of Enlightenment has happened, although or at least where people depend on gods less, but I wouldn't necessarily call people enlightened per se.
Your disregard is the very reason you're no longer fit to rule. I know you'll never relinquish this mountain. Fall with it, then.
Ooh, I could hear the vitriol in the voice actor's line there. That was a beautiful delivery. Gonna focus on dodging Bird. I didn't actually successfully dodge Bird, but Hermes helped us do it anyway. I'm kind of honestly enjoying the Omega Special more than I thought I would. I didn't think it was good on my initial playthrough. Oh goodness. I should have focused on avoiding that. Whoop. Okay, so we do still get iframes on the cask. 1, 3, 1. Oh gosh, am I gonna make it? Okay, good, we're good. I mean, if you're gonna give me free damage on you, I'm gonna take the opportunity to do free damage on you. Oh gosh, I'm so prone to running into that by accident. It's really unfortunate. I'm gonna take a Moonwater here because I can afford the heal. Actually, now that I think about it, we need to burn magic, and the reason for that is because why am I attacking my friend? Oops, that was a mistake. We need to burn magic because I don't have the refund your Moonwater on this build yet. I didn't get the Path of Stars for it. Just focusing a little bit because I would like to heal up as much as possible. I'm just not using as much magic as I would like to. That'll do it. All right, there we go. Some amount of healing. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? Me playing safe is honestly getting me hurt more than me playing offensive. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. I think there was a pattern, despite his protests that there were to the contrary. I'm out of magic, and we do not have a lot in the way of plasma, so I'm probably SOL in terms of wanting to use Moonwater at this point. Oh, we are getting some, actually. Okay, cool. Oh, well, would really appreciate not losing a Death Defiance here where I could afford not... I could definitely do without that. We heal 30 HP, so as long as I don't... Like, I really should just spam my special at this point because I have the win. I misplayed this horribly. Oh, there's a bird. Oh gosh. Well, we are definitely within kill range from him, but he is also in kill range of our Ding Ding. Whoop, don't get hit by that. We have a friend fighting for us, good. There we go. Okay. That was sketchier than it needed to be.
That has failed me repeatedly, but it always comes back. I could not give up.
Anyway, back to rambling about anime.
See you later.
I hope we become friends with him. How did we get in? It just said martial prowess got upgraded again. I'm not sure how, but we are at a 40% damage increase from that one infusion boon, which is kind of sick nasty. Oh, that's why. At the last second, our chaos keepsake popped and we got +2 of all the infusion types. So we just got a free 10% damage off of Transcendent Embryo, which is very nice of chaos right before we trade out the keepsake. So the question becomes, do I take Evil Eye for the damage up or do I take Knuckle Bones? I think because I have Evil Eye trained on Typhon, I think I'll take it here and I want to level it up because really, in the long run, Evil Eye is never going to be the keepsake of choice for me, honestly. So I may as well take the opportunity where I can benefit from it to continue to benefit from it. Would really enjoy having a little bit more HP going into the Gates of Olympus from relative to where we are. Actually, what is this area called? Please tell me again, game. Is it the Summit? Okay, the Summit, because the Gates of Olympus is the previous area. Anyway, so what else do I have to say? I don't know. Like I said, Dungeon Meshi was my favorite anime of the last year. As far as this year, what would be my favorite anime? Honestly, I've been kind of needing to examine that because I'm not sure. And I need to talk about that in my yearly roundup video whenever I finally get around to making that happen. Honestly, maybe that's a project I'll work on in the near future. I just want to have a couple videos recorded. I lost a lot of my backlog, or I had some pre-recorded videos, but unfortunately a combination of being sick and the holidays has eaten up pretty much all of the free time I had, or all of the stockpile of videos I've had. So I'm catching up with Hades. I've got a good stockpile of Hades now, like good 5 episodes, I want to say, that are going to start uploading tomorrow and be every other day like typical fashion. But I would really enjoy... I'm trying to figure out what my second series is. It's probably going to be Katamari. At time of recording, I haven't started recording anything since Pikmin. Although if I'm going to maintain the plan that I have, that decision will be made tomorrow and the uploads will start. Palm or Selene at this point? I mean, Selene would get us more heals off of Moonwater and stronger heals off of Moonwater versus Palms that give us more damage. Honestly, I'm going to take the Selene boon. You know what? I should have rerolled there. I should have rerolled. That was a waste. Oh well, it's still fine. Oh my goodness. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, big, scary, bigger children. Have to focus a little bit here not to get hit. Just a little bit. Relatively speaking, I think we're still fine. Oh, goodness. Relatively fine, still. Still haven't gotten hit. We'll immediately be punished for that thought, I'm sure. But I'm playing this really cleanly so far. Again, immediately going to get punished for that, right? Come on, I have to be punished for thinking I'm good at something, right? I don't know. I'm going to focus on this, Kiwi. I'm going to focus on this because I feel like I can do it. Oh my goodness, I deserved to get hit by that and I didn't. I think the game is just pitying me, or maybe my dodge chance activated. I'm not actually sure. Oh gosh, well, okay. Dashed into that, I panicked a little bit. I was playing so well up until that exact moment. Honestly, frankly, I'm still playing so well. I don't know why I'm... The first time I ran into this boss in my personal playthrough, it was terrifying. I did not know how to handle it at all. I don't strictly know if I know how to handle it now, but I made a good show of it if I don't. All right. But yeah, I think I'll probably play Katamari next, honestly. It seems really cozy. We need a good, reliable, I don't know why I'm going for this. I don't have any fountains left. Oops. Oh well, it's fine. Temporary invulnerability sounds pretty appealing here. All right, 10 more HP for sure. 1 more use before fountain. Well, I guess I locked myself out of the imperviousness, but that's fine. 1 more use before fountain it is, then I believe. Unless this gives us +3, which I don't think it does. So yeah, we'll take the extra 1 use. I have no excuse not to use Moonwater here, so I will use it.
Endless horrors spewed from Typhon are of every shape and size, including relatively sinister and larger ones recently fallen to the princes of the underworld's wrath.
I'll slay them all.
I know it's Ding Ding absolutely carrying us on this build, but the Black Coat honestly doesn't feel that rough to play. I'm kind of enjoying it. And even if I have the crazy DPS with just because of RNG on the build that I've got at this point, it still feels very convincingly strong, and it plays pretty more smoothly than I expected it to, frankly. It does look like maybe if we charm these enemies, they do have some degree of damage reduction from our hits. I'm not entirely sure about that yet, but I don't know. Anyway, so I mean, I will be honest, most of what I watched this season was isekai trash and like light novel adaptation trash, the typical gross male power fantasy that I'm prone to watching for no reason other than, I don't know, it's the equivalent of my junk food. I don't eat well, I obviously eat junk food. I don't eat fast food often. We'll go for the Hephaestus. The chance of getting Grand Caldera here would be amazing, and therefore we take it. Gonna just try. I really did not need to take that hit. Oh, right, we still have security system. I forgot. I could have actually afforded to take more hits that way. Just focus on doing as much damage as I can, and then if Plasma spawns, we try and pick it up so I can get some magic regen. The fun thing about Plasma, at least, is that it also increases our attack and move speed, so we are zooming by the time we get a couple stacks. Looks like he was invulnerable there because I couldn't hit the auto tracking on the missiles didn't want to hit him there. Weird. I was a little too early on that dash in. I probably just play it safer in the future on how I handle that. I will use another Moonwater here. There's no reason not to. Heals us a nice solid 50 HP, I think, at this point. It does actually look like our plasma generation is way more solid than I expected it to be. I guess it's probably because we just do so many hits. Focus on dodging here. Actually, I have an Omega Shield. That Omega attack actually lasts a pretty long time. I guess even if I did get the Omega attack up, speed up, maybe it wouldn't matter too much in the long run. I don't think I'm gonna use Moonwater again here. We're good. But yeah, I don't know why I'm attracted to those series, because objectively speaking, even I am getting sick of the like trite repeatability of their tropes. Love Handles, Smithy Rush, or Furnace Blast. All of these are really good, except for maybe Love Handles. Actually, I could even make an argument for Love Handles, because we're generating. Actually, you know what? This is a tough decision. 25% more damage at all times. Actually, you know what? It has to be Furnace Blast. As fun as Love Handles would be for that rapid fire damage, given that we're ding-dinging so often, Furnace Blast is just better because it's 25% damage up, and we're always going to be triggering it. Because its duration is 5 seconds, and our reapplication is every 2 seconds. It's objectively the better boon there.
Ooh.
And this should be the end shop, so we are heading into Typhon. Making a very strong convincing for the first show of the Black Coat. And it's not even an aspect weapon, it's just base coat.
How about a resupply?
Well, if you insist. I could go for a hammer here, or roll a hammer. I don't know if I want to. Ares and Hera. Of the two, I think Hera has more to offer. We'll take Ares first. Definitely don't want that. Like, look at that. An epic tier attack boon only does 50% damage modifier. That's less than a common boon from Apollo or Aphrodite. Mutual Destruction. We seem to get that a lot here. Cut Above. Honestly, yeah, I'll take Cut Above. I'll take that. Mutual Destruction hitting a ding-ding would be pretty funny, though. But I think consistency. We'll do that. Martial, and it's more damage on. Oh, well, every Ares boon offered is an Earth boon, so it doesn't really matter on that front.
All yours.
All right, Hera, what have you got? Nexus Rush, Dying Witch, Hereditary Bane. I think I'm gonna roll here and see if we get anything more exciting than this.
Worth the risk.
I can roll one more time. Fine Line is a consideration. I'll roll one more time and just see if we get anything fun. We do not. We do get Fine Line. I'll take it. Our Omega Special is going to drink magic now, which is probably not how I want to play it, but it's fine. And we'll take the free heal and then the Hermes.
Don't fret too much about Pop's Palace up there, Em. Old Typhon's big and strong and all, but he can't crush what he can't see. Well, not as easily as if he could see it.
That's not entirely assuring. So, Lord Uncle Zeus and the rest have concealed the seat of power, leaving Typhon to direct his fury at this fortress.
Yep, more or less. They figured that if we have to take on Typhon, and we do, this is the perfect spot. After all, it's a long way down from the summit. A quick way down, mind.
The classic I have completed an open world game experience by just jumping off the highest position and watching your body ragdoll down the summit. I did that in Breath of the Wild and it was so much fun. Got as many fairies as I could. Did not have enough fairies to make it to the bottom. Ragdoll physics is just something very amusing to me. I don't know. All right, let's go send it into Typhon. I'm feeling really strong here. Ding Ding's alone, but also we've got a lot of survivability, a lot of base HP. We've got Moonwater, we've got armor, we've got 2 Death Defiances and strength cards still. We are so very set for this Typhon fight. Look out for the Chin Slam. Well, there goes most of our armor, but Security System is here to save the day. And I mean, where Security System fails, we have Moonwater. I wonder if the Omega attack blocks that. Oh, we have already phased him. Wow. Wow, we hurt. We hurt when the Ding Dings go off for sure, but I think we have base damage everywhere else. Actually, you know what? I need to remember to keep one of his friends alive. Who's got the charm on them? All right, let's keep you alive and just wait for him to be active, and let's see if we can have your friend fight for us. I don't actually know if it does that much damage, but let's see. Heck him up. Oh, apparently you... Oh, there we go. I was like, it's not counting. How much damage are you doing? I can't actually tell. I don't see any damage numbers. Is he actually doing damage is the next question I have to ask. Oh, well, I think... I don't have the patience to wait and find out, so let's just do what we can do. All right, we are out of magic, but we have also phased him into second phase.
Typhon, come take it. End this now, Melinui.
All right, if you say so, Zappy Pappy, there's your nickname, I forgot. I think we've got him into next phase any second now. Watch out for the Chin Slam.
And fall back to the palace. Fight!
There we go. Third phase done. We actually charm his egg. Interesting. Weird. Yeah, the lack of plasma is definitely palpable here. I honestly think I just get rid of his friends. I don't fear them that much. They're mostly an inconvenience. And as funny as the charm is, it's not doing much for us here. I feel like it's still funny. It's still such a funny boon, and you can see where it would really be strong is when you get a combination of that plus Night Bloom and just have an entire like group of your enemies fighting for you. It's very funny. Oops. Well, there goes the rest of our armor, but that means we haven't even taken red health damage yet. Okay, never mind. Well, that didn't last long. Wait, quick, we can heal back up to full. Back to full. Oh, we're 2 HP short. Slowly learning the timing on that. Can I get enough magic to regen to full before this ends? Probably not, especially if I take those hits. Especially if I get those... Yeah, I'm definitely eating too many hits here. Give me plasma, give me plasma. Okay, there we go. That's a nice 15 mana. Heal it up. Well, we didn't get back to full HP, but it is what it is. That was a very easy Typhon. Like, a questionably, unfairly easy Typhon. I had a good run. I had a very good run.
Return to Shadow now.
Look at that blast damage. 150k, almost 3 times the damage we did on our next strongest hitting move, which was our attack. Kinda wild. Honestly, for our first Black Coat run ever, do we need to honor anything other than Ding Ding? I mean, Furnace Blast, I guess, sure, but like, that's all it was. If you have a win slate and you see this, you know exactly how the run went. You just got Ding Dinged. You got the Ding Ding to death combo. I'm happy with this. This was a good run. A very good run. Alrighty, let's go say goodnight to Olympus, the Crossroads, and call it an episode because it is bedtime for Kiwi and I. Oh, we still have we still have all the movement speed buffs, or at least from being small.
To all my family on the mountain, let me pass.
A shame that I turned back to normal after passing through here, I think. I still look small. Can I run? How fast am I?
Dawn.
I think I'm still sped up. Okay.
First we settle things here.
It doesn't sound like we're pitch shifted anymore, so I think the curses are the whatever you want to call Cersei's boon to us has worn off, but it would be
Blessings to you.
No, we're definitely short. There's no way I would be this tall. Like, I'm definitely taller against Zeus and Hera.
I think the king and queen might like a word.
I know they do. They always do, but I like you better, Apollo. At least as a character. In terms of boons, they do have you, like, soundly beat. Unambiguously, they have you beat. Like, you have some really solid boons. Your legendary is probably one of the most fun boons in the game. but all of Zeus and most of Hera. And when Hera goes hard, Hera goes like so hard it's ridiculous.
Typhon is not backing down, though we shall drive him back. Each night he deigns to threaten us, if that is what it takes.
Either that, or we could probably destroy him, along with this mountain and a good portion of the surrounding countryside. Although, where would we live thereafter?
Please stop teasing this and tell me what it is. I want to know its name. I want to know what it does and how it works. It sounds so funny.
We needn't weigh that possibility at all, Hera, my dear. Best not to even speak of it. Melinoi assured us Typhon could be dealt with in a different way.
Although maybe godly weapons of mass destruction are not actually that funny when you actually think about it. Also, I just noticed, why does Zeus have nipples on his armor? That's definitely a choice.
I'd not intended to make promises on that account, Lord Uncle, though I shall do everything in my power to ensure Olympus stands while Typhon falls.
Do as you must, Melinoi. We shall be waiting to hear word of your success, and you can count on all our blessings on the way.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right, Apollo, send us home.
Such a welcome sound after a hard night's climb, cousin. It nearly makes me forget the troubles we're dealing with. All this light, however, I'm not used to yet.
We're not much used to it here either for how dark it's been of late. Though let's get you back before it drains you more. That's your boon.
Alrighty. Return to Shadow now.
Should Typhon rise again, I shall return.
Will you rise to the occasion? I bet you will. Haha. We really are going to beat the story before we even get our animal companions, aren't we? That's really unfortunate.
Getting somewhere.
I want to have at least one Freenos win, you know?
That ought to slow Typhon a bit. Or make him even angrier.
He definitely seems like the angry sort.
Kronos, is this what he wants? His family back? Odd way of showing it.
Interesting that she drops that bit of dialogue there or commentary there, because it really, like, because of how they rewrote the ending.
You know how late it is.
I wonder if that was in the original like version of the game, or if they added that in with the context of Zagreus and Melinoe's like ministrations with him. Interesting thought, I suppose. I'd be curious to know.
So, how's it going on Olympus recently? Or wherever you were last night? See anything good up there besides the snow? Not sure how come I know about snow.
I made it all the way to the summit, where I confronted the ancient monster called Typhon. It said that all of the monsters can be traced directly to him, but he's by far the biggest and the worst I've ever seen.
He has a lot of eyeballs, and his tail is really big, and he has a big angry fist that punches things into the ground, and then shockwaves happen, and then I did the zappy, and then the splashy, and then this time I did the ding ding in his face, and it all works. He's weak to a lot of things.
Mel, I'm the one who's supposed to scare you, not the other way around. So, did you beat this guy or what?
Did you not hear the part about the ding ding? We beat him. We beat him hard.
As a matter of fact, I did.
Like a hammer against an anvil.
So scary after all.
No, he is not. I have not done Vow of Rivals Typhon more than once.
A step toward your goal.
It is terrifying. The Arms of Night. The daughter of the god of the dead shall use the silver pool to unlock each of the nocturnal arms. We've gotten all 6 weapons, and we get 200 bones as a result.
Are you bound to bear each of the nocturnal arms?
I like bears.
The prophecy concerning Typhon's reawakening. What made you think it would never come to pass? I thought the weavings of your sisters were always certain to come true.
The fates are not always straightforward. Their prophecies are represented visually, not written in detail. At least the major ones. I thought my interpretation of Typhon's return was likely misguided.
I like to imagine the Fates as like 3 toddler type little kids, and they draw really crummy childish images to display their prophecies. Could you imagine having to translate prophecies like that?
So the Fates wove the image of some terrible monstrosity climbing Olympus, and the gods all desperately trying to fight back, and you thought it meant what?
Well, it wasn't that exactly, though I didn't take it quite as literally as I should have in hindsight. I thought it prophesied that the Olympians would have to stand against some sort of existential threat.
Well, you weren't wrong.
Yeah, between Zagreus and Mel, we're proving to them that we are far superior for getting the job done. All right, Eris isn't here, so we'll clean up after her. We just don't want her seeing it. Doesn't need to know who cleans up after her. She just needs to know that someone is, which is good enough for her, and it's better for me. Let's not humor her with her pettiness.
One more accomplishment.
Of course. How could we not?
Dissolution of time. Disintegration of monstrosity. Connected incantations, negating that which has already come to pass. And violently, terrible use of our craft.
I don't know, it sounds pretty fun to me.
It is. You always said such power ought never to be used, save when no other possibility avails itself. Perhaps not even then. How did you discover such incantations? You practically know more of Kronos than he does himself.
When I learned of what Kronos had done to you and the rest, I refused to accept it, but I studied him nevertheless. Power always contains the secrets of its own undoing.
We'll unravel him one sand after another till nothing remains.
Even his and Typhon's.
We will clear all...
His and Typhon.
We will eliminate all beaches from the world so that he cannot recuperate his health.
I know.
Oh, wait, actually, we've beaten him enough times. We can actually progress the story here. We really are going to see the end of the story before we get Phrynos to be our friend proper. Do I really want to take this? I guess I do. It's almost kind of sad. Rage of the Elements. Re-energize the god statues on Mount Olympus, which you may then use to repel your foes. Those who rule the world can turn the very essence of reality against their foes. Sure.
Gods and goddesses upon Olympus, fight. So mote it be.
So mote it be. I feel like they're all already kind of doing that, Mel. It feels a little disrespectful to demand that of them, which they are already completing. Anyway, Disintegration of Monstrosity. Turn the boundless strength and rage of Typhon against him when he is weakened. With sufficiently powerful reagents and intent, even immortality can be undone.
Now say the words.
Your rage, monster, shall spill from you like blood. Your life force all consumed within that flood.
There. Now wield that power at the summit.
Pretty intense considering like the screen even blacks out to emphasize how much of a powerful sort of something it is, you know?
Welcome, Lord Charon.
Oh, hey, Charon. What do you think the smoke coming out of his mouth smells like?
Welcome back to the crossroads, my lord.
I genuinely wonder if anyone on this planet has asked that question. I feel like just law of averages says yes, but I doubt I'll ever meet anyone who did ask that question before me.
Got yet another Titan up against us, huh? Prometheus. One of the smart ones, so they say. And now, an enemy. Could have been on our side had your family not, you know.
I want to say grape flavored. It definitely looks like it would smell grape flavored. I wonder if it tastes grape flavored. Can I taste Charon's breath? Oh gosh, if the gods can hear us talk and ramble in these nonsense instances, I fear for the afterlife when I have to meet the ferryman myself.
Yes, the whole chain him to a mountain so an eagle could eat his regenerating liver for eons thing. Not one of the proudest moments on Olympus, I have to imagine.
I like the implication though that Prometheus clearly bonded with the eagle over mutual liver experiences.
Come ask me whether he deserves his vengeance if ever you want to feel any worse about that whole mess.
Watch with the treason, Nem.
Look, she is the goddess of retribution. It's only right that she takes have some degree of understanding for him there.
Shades of the Crossroads, greetings.
The father of all monsters, vanquished by our own princess. Dying wish, swim lessons. What a dying wish. Man, I wish someone taught me to swim. Hey, you know, I actually know a guy. I know several guys, but in particularly the guyest guy of them all. Maybe I can call in a favor. All right, let's see. What do we need here? Let me take a quick peek in here and see what other incantations we need. I know we need a bunch of Nightshade, but I'm not gonna go spending that. Don't care about that too much. This one I'd be interested in, but we don't have Ambrosia. We've got Garlic, but I'm not rushing to that. Fade Fabric here. Oh, you know what? We're buying this right now. Okay, broker, I require your finest Fate Fabrics ×3. Let's go ahead and get this. Rush of fresh air. Cause locations on the surface to sometimes contain a Shrine of Hermes. A quick prayer to the god of swiftness can make all the difference in one's travel. Basically, we unlock shops in the overworld. Love it, need it, want it, need it.
Shrines of swift Lord Hermes re-emerge. So mote it be.
All right, perfect. Any other incantations that we are on the precipice of unlocking? Lures I don't have yet. Necromantic Influence, we don't have enough Nightshade. Garlic, so we need garlic, we need cattails. Oh, you know what? We go cattails first and foremost because we can unlock more growing spaces. I forgot about that. We do not have cattail seeds, so I think I'm going to risk it and plant some mystery seeds and hope that we roll either a cattail, a nightshade, or a garlic.
You know the great Olympian defender Talos? One of the most ingenious inventions of Hephaestus and a walking work of art, yet utterly unable to distinguish friend from foe.
He liked to punch good.
That disappointing lack of judgment allegedly is not an oversight. Olympus deploys Talos where they want no one to tread, and lately, their own mountain is that place.
Sometimes I think Olympus doesn't have the most cohesive plan for their defense. Isn't Lady Athena herself supposed to be in charge?
Godspeed to Athena. She has to kind of ring together a whole bunch of knuckleheads. Don't blame her for the inconsistencies of the defense, Mel. Trust me, if she had her way, there would be no such issue.
Supposed to be, aye. You know your family, goddess. In matters of importance, they all want to get involved.
Except for Dionysus, who is perfectly happy just having a pool party in the underground.
For their sake, I hope Talos isn't costly to repair.
They've got the resources. Kronos can pay them in gold afterwards anyway. What do I want to get from here? I guess I'll lock in more Psyche for now because I don't have enough bones to buy more from the broker.
Nice and warm.
All right, I think that's all I'll spend here for now. Let's go ahead and say goodnight to Skelly. Let's unlock a couple more things for the next run, and then we will call it a night.
All right, Typhon. Perhaps this night shall be your last.
The game says go upstairs. Understood. The Revolve is the weapon of choice, but I did kind of want to run. In theory, we can unlock it, right? What, really? Oh, we needed 4 Nightshade. Shoot. Oh well. At least we can unlock aspect weapons of the Black Coat now, but I guess I'll take the Ardent Skull then. Unfortunately, I cannot upgrade any parts of it because I don't have enough Poppy, I don't have enough Mandrake, and I don't have enough Melinoe. So, whatever, we'll just go for the Grasp then.
Why not?
And would be good on this. Plenty of options, but who do I want? I'll decide it off screen. Kiwi, let's call it a night.
All hail our victorious princess of the underworld!
That's me!
You have repeatedly knocked Typhon from his perch. Mayhaps the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
I wonder what it sounds like when Typhon falls.
I've never thought of it that way before, Commander, but you're right. The Cyclops Polyphemus also falls quite hard.
If a Titan falls from Olympus and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Because of his size, you see.
Yes, the bigger he is, the harder he falls, indeed.
This must be quite a change from Thessaly. Hold fast to hope, good shade.
Alright, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you are sleeping...
Each of the ancient fate-wrought arms of night is now rejoined under the Princess of the Underworld's care, all equally prepared to rid the realm of any of its foes.
As am I.
Not what I was going to say, guys, but good try. I hope if you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, Kiwi. And I am going to upgrade my pickaxe. Outcroppings have 50% chance to yield +1 fire infusion once this night. Its engraving suggests the humility and restraint expected of its bearer.
The crescent pick achieves a greater form.
It shall serve you well.
And with all that said, I love you. I will see you in the next one, or the second to last episode before we complete the story, assuming I'm not trash at Typhon with this weapon again. We'll see. We will see. Rest well, love. See you then. Look forward to it.